So today I'm just going to be going through some balance exercises. There's three different stages to this. The first stage is just stabilization, the next is strength, and then the last one is power. So this is the progression that we're going to follow. This progression basically goes from the simplest movements to more complex, and then finishing off with dynamic movements involved in the balance. Start off with stabilization and move your way up, because this will help prevent injury and just work on your balance in different segments as we progress here. You don't want to be jumping in, say at the power movement when you don't know where you're at already. So for safety wise is why you start off with your main stabilization and then work your way up to the power. So I'm just going to be starting off with the first movement is just a single leg stance balance there. So what you're going to do for this stabilization one, you're going to stand feet square forward, shoulders square, your hips square forward, and you can have your hands on your hips here. And what you're going to do is just raise your one leg up to 90 degrees. So just when it's even there with 90 degrees, you're going to engage your glutes. You just want this leg to remain nice and straight, nice and stiff, and you're going to hold that for up to 20 seconds. And then you're going to just relax it, and then you're going to go to the opposite leg and do the same thing. And you're just going to maintain your balance with that for up to 20 seconds. Now, one thing you can do to add a little bit more difficulty to this is rotate the hip while you're doing this. What you're going to do, again, hips on, nice and square, feet square, shoulder width apart roughly. And what you're going to do, you're just going to raise your leg, and then you're just going to rotate your hip out, straight out to the side, or as far as you can go out to the side, and you're going to hold that for up to 20 seconds. Rotate back and down. So what you want to remember with this is you don't want to be rotating your spine, it's just your hip. So when you go up, you don't want to be turning your body at all, it's just your hip rotating outwards, and then you're holding it there. Okay, now that we're done with the stabilization section, we're moving on to the strength. So in the stabilization, there's really not a lot of joint movement. It's basically all isometric. Whereas when we're moving into the strength, you're going to have more joint movement using eccentric and concentric contraction. So you're going to have the stability in dynamic movement, kind of mid-range movement, as well as your isometric when you're at the top. So what we're going to do for this is start off with a single leg squat. So what you want is just hip square, shoulder square, your hands on your hips, feet about shoulder width apart, pointing forward, and then you're just going to pick one leg to start with. You're going to raise the other leg up, just about above your ankle there, and then you're going to squat down, and you're going to hold that for about 2 or 3 seconds, and back up. And then you're going to go back down for about 2 or 3 seconds, and back up. So what you're looking for in this is you want your knees to maintain a position over top of your toe. You don't want it to be moving inward or outward throughout the movement. And with this, we're going to be doing about 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps per leg, with about a 60-second break in between. So as you get more comfortable, you're going to progress up in reps as well as your sets and maintain about that 60-second break. So now kind of going on a progression of that one. Again, you start off square, feet shoulder width apart, hands on the hips, and then with your leg up, this time as you squat down, you're going to take your opposite hand from the base leg support. Take your opposite hand and touch your toe, and then you're back up to straight position, and then you're just going to squat down, touch the toe, back up into straight leg position. Now if you can't do this full range of movement to start, you can just go touch your knee and back up. And again, it'll be the same amount of sets and reps with about the same amount of break in between as just the normal single leg squat. Okay, so now we're in the final stage, which is the power stage. We've gone through the stabilization and the strength, so now we're in the power. So what these movements are going to help you do is increase your deceleration ability. So that's basically through the movements of a dynamic state to a stationary state. So I'll demonstrate that throughout the multiplanar hop, which is the exercise I'm going to be demonstrating. So in order to do this one, what you're going to do is again stand square, hands on the hips, hips square, shoulders square, you're just going to raise your one leg straight up beside your other one. And what you're going to do, this is on the frontal plane, so we're going to be hopping side to side. What you want to do is you want to hop, you land on your opposite leg, and you hold that position. So once you hop, you want to hold on that leg for about 3 to 5 seconds before you hop back to the other leg. And again, you want to be landing softly. You don't want to be just going down hard. You want to try to land nice and soft. And remember, each time you land, it's about 3 to 5 seconds. So that'd be about 1 rep. So what you do is, again, 8 to 12 reps per leg, and about 2 to 3 sets with, again, about 60 seconds of rest in between each set you do. And as you get more comfortable, you go up to higher reps as well as more sets. So that's in the frontal plane. Now we'll do it in the sagittal plane. So again, hands on the hips, everything nice and square, one leg up. You hop forward, you land on that leg, you hold it again for 3 to 5 seconds before you hop back to the starting leg, 3 to 5 seconds. You're going to do the same amount of reps as well as sets, same rest in between. Lastly, we're going to add in the transverse plane on this. So what you want to do, you start on the one leg, leg up. Actually, I did that wrong. I'll start on this leg. So leg up, and then as you hop, you turn, you land on the opposite leg. You maintain this position for 3 to 5 seconds before you hop back to the first position. And so you're going to want to stay on that for 3 to 5 seconds, and then on the opposite leg again. So leg up, you just hop, you turn, and again, you hop, you turn back to the starting. So that's finishing up my demonstration for the power exercises. So now we've gone through the 3 stages of balance.